Getting ready to go green with all of these gorgeous Xfinity cars lined first to 21st. Ready for 140 laps of fun. Jordan Bain and Cole Snyder take the flag. Let's go racing from Music City. Drag race to the line, and it's Jordan Bain who leads lap number 1. Zach Meredith now gets the point into the Red Bull Chevrolet. Terry Radford, welcome home, my friend. A Tennessee native comes home to roost for 140 laps of fun. How are you, buddy?
Doing fantastic. I was very intrigued by the fact that Jordan Bain takes the pole, but on lap 1, he gets drag raced to the line. He's got Zachary Meredith. He pulls on. Now Braden Holt gets around him. He's got a bit of a challenge right there between Cole Snyder, but Bain had a successful night last night as a league owner in the Be-Water Be-Fast series. Now he's got to find himself up 2 more positions to get back where he started.
Bama Trama in the chat says, "Hey Rick, Mama Vols, glad to have you here. Glad to be working with your son, Terry Radford, and it's been a very long time since we've worked together, and it's so much fun to work together once again." He did tell me just before we went green, we haven't done it in a long time, and it's been several months. I think, was it, who's counting, but it's been way too long. Zach Meredith goes purple with a 31:32. He's running the fastest lap of tonight's show so far. Rounding out the top 10 is Q-Dog, Enrique Quiñones, into that number 9 Michelob Ultra Chevrolet. He's got Stan Carnathan to his inside, Terry.
Yeah, 2x2 going in there, and this is one of the tracks, Rick, that you don't want to be on the outside. And I know the 9 of Enrique Quiñones, he doesn't want to be out there. He's got Nathan Lehman going to jump to the bottom in that 14 out and back forward. He's going to have to work himself there. This is one of the tracks you want to work the bottom. You want to arc it in from the top, swing it down low, get a little bit of the brake, let it roll through the center, and get a great exit off. That outside's not the place to be unless it's the last lap and you got to put the door to somebody.
Right behind Q-Dog, sitting in 13th, Jeff Lednam in that number 37 Shelby Ford. He's got Mike Allen behind him in the number 5 Chevy behind him. Trevor Zelazny says, "I'm here from Terry's Facebook post. Tell him I said hi." Trevor, welcome to the show. Welcome to di9 Designs Xfinity Series. Zach Meredith at the front, Braden Holt sitting in the 2nd position, and then your championship leader Jordan Bain has Cole Snyder in his mirror, and Corey Blevins rounding out the top 5. Looking at the di9 design points, Terry, Jordan Bain comes into this round with a 20-point gap to last week's winner, well, 2 weeks ago before the holiday break, Hunter Peach, and then J. Paul Arnold sits in 3rd.
Those are 2 of the drivers right there, and Hunter Peach and Joshua Arnold, where if they get on a hot streak, it's over. You know, Hunter's had one of the short-run cars. He had a great car in practice, actually led practice going into qualifying, had a bit of an off-qualifying run, but Joshua Arnold can beat you anywhere, and he's shown that. Most people go, "Oh, Josh is just a plate racer." No. He can win anywhere. So watch out for the top 3 are the 3 that's more than likely going to run away with it. But Zachary Meredith, he holds this lead, and now it's time to go.
Trevor Zelazny says, "Wow, you're one of the first people ever to nail the last name right on the head. Good stuff, my guy." I've got to say, that probably comes down more to just watching so much soccer. I genuinely do just love watching soccer in most capacities, and you pick up, things like that, ways to pronounce different last names.
Well, if it tells you anything, Rick, I actually broadcasted a league with him in it, and I messed his name up so many times. I mean, it was like 4 weeks in a row he would come in after the broadcast, "Terry, this is how you pronounce it." My Alabama education only lets me go so far. It's just hard to get it.
I would love to put up your Alabama education against my rural Michigan education and see which one comes out more disappointing to our parents. 9 laps underway at the Nashville Superspeedway. Zach Meredith, Braden Holt, Jordan Bain, your top 3. Cole Snyder and Corey Blevins rounding out that top 5. And your favorite, let's talk about paint schemes here, old Sam Wade rocking the Rocky Top paint scheme in 6th place.
Well, every time I see this paint scheme, it makes me want to sing the old Osborne brothers out here. You know, Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. And there it is. He's on the track, and what a great run for the man putting the power T back there on the back. Got a little bit messed up by the refs in the Music City Bowl, but yeah, who's counting? But I tell you one person that I was keeping an eye on here, Rick, that really surprised me. We talked to him before the race. As Expert gets into the wall, Joshua Franks got past by Hunter Peach, gets in the wall off exit, and the beautiful target scheme makes a comeback on the 6th.
The Georgian rocking the red and white number 6. He's got Stan Carnathan behind him sitting in that 9th position. And Nate Lehman rocking the Outback Steakhouse number 14 Mustang with a shiny reflective. Matt Boone rocking the Coca-Cola recycling colors on that reflective number 38. Lots of fun paint schemes out here tonight. It looks like Gunter Tech 62 is here. Yotes King has come in for fun. And if you've just recently joined us, you're watching di9 Designs Xfinity Series from virtual Nashville Superspeedway. I'm Rick James, joined by the one and only Rocky Top Terry Radford, Zach Meredith, Braden Holt, Cole Snyder. Your top 3, Terry.
Yeah, your top 3 is kind of getting away just a little bit here. But I'm looking a little bit further back here. Matthew Boone starting to make his way to the front. After he fell back 3 positions off the initial jump, he qualified up there in the 8th place position. He's fell back now to the 11th place spot. And I talked about Joshua Franks. You know, he had a great qualifying run. He was able to run a couple laps up to the front, made slight contact with the wall, got passed by Nathan Lehman, Stan Carnathan. All those drivers got around him, and now there's 2 drivers right here in 10th and 11th that have to rebound their way back to the front from where they initially went.
Down the front straight, Josh Franks sits ahead of Matt Boone. They're running 10th and 11th right now. Looking back to Josh Arnold, he's sitting in the 17th position. That's J-Paw rocking the state of Mississippi on the hood. I noticed both J-Paw and the number 9 of Enrique Quiñones rocking a little bit of love for, is that Mississippi or Alabama? What state is on that car, Terry?
I believe that would be Mississippi. Joshua Arnold is just the great Mississippi native. He's the only Mississippi native.
McGee, Mississippi, to be exact, the Southern Beverage Company being rocked on the front of that car, as well as the number 9 of Enrique Quiñones with the Michelob Ultra paint scheme down the side. And it looks like we've got kind of a beverage theme going on here. Sundrop is the beverage that the 22 is rocking. The number 9 of Q-Dog, of course, we mentioned rocking the Michelob Ultra. Looking back to the 19 of Jake Millsap, Mel looks like he's got his graphics paint scheme rocking there. Who else are we missing out of that crew, Terry?
There is a ton of them to miss. They're all out there. They're all showing it up. But with the Sundrop paint scheme, actually, most people don't know this. Sundrop was actually created in Columbia, Tennessee, which is 45 to an hour south of the Nashville Superspeedway, which is in Lebanon, Tennessee. Quick facts about the amazingness of Sundrop there.
SS Motorsports, the Southeast Super Series late models that you can catch Sunday night, cheering for their drivers with 38 and 51 bits respectively. Shout out to Southeast Super Series. Matthew Boone, one of the drivers they're cheering for, and then the 51. Can't see them on the roster, but anyway, big shout out to Southeast Super Series. You can catch them Sunday night. We'll be back with them. Terry, you ever seen a late model race? Those things are out of control. So much fun.
Actually, I called one with him one time.
Oh, that's Shad Swatsworth. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah. And for me, I go out there and I look at those races, and those cars are so incredible to just witness. And I want to go see one live. I think that would be something that's on my bucket list down the road. But what's really on my bucket list right now is to know how in the heck Zachary Meredith is still putting down some of the fastest lap times on the racetrack. And he's doing it running alternate lines. He's not running the traditional on the bottom, painting the very bottom of this track. He's kind of working both lanes, and he's pulling away from Braden Holt, and now Jordan Baines fell back to 5th. Cole Snyder and Corey Blevins, here they come to the top 4.
Corey Blevins running in that 4th position. Cole Snyder sitting in 3rd in that number 2-4. Another one of those Mississippi, Mississippi beverage Company? The Southern Beverage Company, pardon me, I got that wrong. The Southern Beverage Company that the Pennsylvania native is rocking. Glad to see a lot of this team spirit here with paint schemes. I love when we have college football themed paint schemes. Here we have the Southern Beverage Company themed paint schemes. A couple weeks ago we had holiday themed. It adds just a little bit of a treat. It adds just something extra to look at. Got to give a shout out to number 23, Jose Ruiz, rocking this awesome Kodak film paint scheme. And anybody, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the 1994-1995 Daytona winner Sterling Marlin being repped on that 23, Terry.
That is absolutely correct, and Sterling Marlin is also a Tennessee native from Santa Fe, Tennessee, as they say it in Columbia. But I'm sure that's wrong pronunciation, but then again, our pronunciations of things are normally wrong. Great native down there in the small town in Murray County, Tennessee, my hometown. But you see the cars in front of you. You got the 5 right there of Mike Allen, Jake Millsap. And if you have to put a driver on the map, Rick, that I've watched from the start of this season that has been the most improved driver, Jake Millsap is that driver. That 19 has been on the move, learning from Josh Arnold, learning from the all Q-Dog racing. He has been one of those guys that he always wants to learn. He's eager to get there. And at a track like Nashville, this is one of the toughest tracks you're going to race at. It's a mix between Bristol and Dover. And now you just throw it in a 1.34 mile track and you say go for it. And to see him working his way up here in the 17th position, it's very refreshing to see him having a good run.
There's Millsap running right behind Grandpa Coey in the number 66 Rico Chevrolet. Shout out to Repeat 1975, the one, the only Repeat. How are you, buddy? Send my love to the entire family. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is doing the Be Water, Be Fast series, and you've got to get a piece of this action. Don't miss it. Twitch.tv Repeat 1975 is where you can see all of that go down. Give this man a follow and a subscription. You won't regret it. 23 laps into this race, Corey Blevins in the number 95 is wrestling with Hunter Peach for that 26th position. Sam Wade in 7th, Stan Carnathan rounding out the top 10, and it's still tight, Terry, from 16th all the way to 20th.
Yeah, that's where the biggest battles are at. You got Joshua Franks right there in the 12th place spot. He's got Josh Arnold behind him. Josh had a miserable qualifying position. He started all the way back in the 17th spot. In that 22, starting to work his way up to the front, kind of being methodical with the tires, not wanting to burn them up. He's getting to the back bumper of the 6 right here. Going to get a run down the back straightaway going into 3 and 4. But all of these drivers right here just have to be patient. The tires are going to wear off. The right front is really going to be an issue. And you see right here with what, Josh just did, both Joshes get off the exit of the corner, and one was able to get to the back bumper and give him a shot. But here comes Joshua Arnold right to the front, maybe to capitalize and close in on this points lead that Jordan Bain has.
One more look at the points. J. Paul Arnold comes into this race 31 points behind this man right here, Jordan Bain in the number 28 B. Water Ford. That Mustang, with 4 races remaining, has got 5 wins in 12 starts. He's looking to go 6 for 13. He's got the biggest batting average I've ever seen in a 10-plus race iRacing season. Terry, it's his championship to lose, but you just mentioned Arnold is coming up from the 12th position. Hunter Peach currently sits in 5th and is taking down this gap between himself and Jordan Bain. But it's only the first stint of racing from Nashville. So much to uncover.
Well, like I was talking about with the tires, this is a conservation track. You don't want to be go, go, go off the initial jump. And that's what kind of worries me right here with what's going on with the top 3. I'm looking at the lap times here, and you see what Jordan Bain and Hunter Peach are doing. 32.4, 32.5, 32.4, and they're just quietly running 32.3s. It's that little tenth here or there. You might pull away from me on the first 10, 15, 20 laps of the run, but when we get to the 30 lap, the end of the fuel run, that's when you make your money, because then you extend your lead and you force them to go down pit road and make the scheduled pit stop just a little bit earlier, and then you keep playing that game. They're just throwing the line out there and hoping they bite.
It is going to be a game of patience, a game of one way or the other, finding out who's going to get that advantage. Cole Snyder right now finds himself battling with Braden Holt for that second position. The Lucas Oil Chevrolet now goes down to that third spot, and Cole Snyder moves into second in his Southern Beverage Chevrolet. Over the last 5 laps, looking between Zach Meredith and Cole Snyder, it seems that it's been a dead heat, but now the gap remains to 0.8 of a second. Welcome Jordan Bain into that fight now. The 26 of Hunter Peach trailing by 3 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota, all battling within 1 second and a third.
Yeah, and we talked about a while ago, the battle of attrition. How are you going to save your tires? Bain fell off the face of the earth, and when I saw it, I initially thought, oh man, what's wrong with Jordan? Did he not get the balance right? Was there something wrong with what he did to initially get himself to start this race? And then I was like, you know what? He's probably just doing what Jordan Bain always does. He saves that little bit of tire. He saves that 1% extra as he goes side by side right here with Braden Holt. And he's going to take the spot of no man's land. He's going to jump to the outside of that 72, try to get a run in 3 and 4. Caution flag comes out.
Enrique Quiñones, Q-Dog in the number 9, and then it looks like the number 6 car of Expert Racing, Josh Franks, for those that know, involved in that one. His target Chevrolet, the 66 of Grandpa Coey, also getting into it there, and he's just lost the front end completely. Enrique Quiñones seems to be okay for the most part. Mike Campbell Jr. jumping immediately to the pits. Let's take a look and see what brings out the first yellow of the evening. Contact right from the 6 to the 9. And, and there's the 66 just with nowhere to go. There goes Josh Franks. And he's going to get some scuff marks on that gorgeous target paint scheme. Let's have one more look on board with Grandpa Coey.
That right there, Rick, was just one of those accidents where you think you can get in the corner, you try to get in there, and you're doing everything that you can do to get into that corner to make it, and you're not really sure if the guy to your outside, just nowhere for Grandpa Coey to go.
Oh, went a little too soon there. Let's get a look from Josh Franks.
I think right here, this is where Frank's kind of, you see him give a little bit of a shot to the back bumper of the 9. He's not old enough to drink the Michelob Ultra, but I'm sure he just wanted a taste of it. They sell it at Target. I'm not sure if it's on sale or not, but Frank's got in the corner. He's been kind of overcooking the corner ever since we started, and that really can tear the tires up here, especially the front end. He's just diving it in, letting it try to roll, but he's got to back that corner up a little bit, get down in there, roll the center of the exit, and get the run off. That right there is all on him. I mean, SS Motorsports said it. That's all on him there.
Shad Motorsports says it's all on Franks right there. He said that dog ain't gonna hunt. Braden Holt leads Jeff Lednum and Zach Meredith in the procession down pit road, but it looks like the 17 of Meredith is staying out, as is Jordan Bain and then Cole Snyder. So it's going to be Chevy Ford when they take this flag. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more racing from iRacing's Nashville. Welcome back to Virtual Nashville. Shout out to SS Motorsports with the subscription. Yotes King saying, oh shoot, didn't realize I was subbed here. Let's go. No ads. If you are a subscriber or if you have Amazon Prime, link your Amazon with your Twitch. Get what's called Prime Gaming. Get a free subscription every month. Why not make that Rick James TV? Zach Meredith and Jordan Bain come down to the line. 34 laps will be complete. Some drivers came down pit road. Some drivers didn't. Let's see who's going to prosper. Let's roll the dice, waiting for that flag. Green is out. Let's go racing. I love Bama Trama with the green flag emojis. I love that little green flag emoji. How do I use that? That's fantastic. Terry, I'm going to figure out this emoji situation. Zach Meredith leads 35 laps in.
We're teaching her emojis, but I'm looking at the battle right now for P2. Here comes Corey Blevis. He's going to get to the inside of Cole Snyder. Differing a strategy here, I was kind of surprised with what happened here. So Braden Holt came down pit road a second time just to top off, or he had to serve a penalty. So did Jeff Lundum. So they both came down pit lane. Everybody else pitted on lap 31. New fastest lap time, Zachary Meredith put a 31 flat down. That is 1/10 faster than Corey Blevis, who just put his fastest lap time as well with the 31.1. And they are absolutely putting on one heck of a show, putting qualifying laps down. And this right here for Zachary Meredith would propel him in the hunt for the championship, because I don't see Joshua Arnold back here. He's sitting in 9th place. He's got to make some spots up. Boone's having a decent night. He's sitting right there in the 8th place position. A little bit of stuff going on here. They're kind of backing it down, as SS Motorsports says fast laps early equals slower laps later. That's true, but the fall off time between the 17 and the 99 were only about a 10th slower than the rest of the field as we went. So what can Jordan Bain do, the points leader?
He's going to have to be patient now. 39 laps underway of the scheduled 140, and it looks like we've got Sober David now hosting with one viewer. What's going on, Sober David? Welcome to this 39th lap of competition. Zach Meredith, Corey Blevins, Cole Snyder, all Chevrolets sitting on the podium in this 13th round. We've got this race, round 14, 15, and then the championship final. It's going to be an exciting final 4 rounds of the season. Hunter Peach sitting in the 5th spot right now to the inside of the points leader, Jordan Bain.
They're going to go 2 by 2 into turn 1 here. You see the 26 of Hunter Peach. He's going to get to the bottom. Jordan Bain's doing exactly what you said, Rick. He's very patient, as here comes Nathan Lehman. He's going to jump his way to the backside. He's going to be in the 6th place spot, up 8 positions from where he started. He's the biggest mover so far of the race. Once the broadcaster here on iRacing, and now he has become a phenomenal racer on any track you put him on. And Hunter Peach once more, he's going to get to the inside of Cole Snyder as they cross the line.
Matt Cochran now to the inside of, who is that? That is the 72 of Braden Holt in the Lucas Oil Chevrolet. Now to the outside, that's the 22 of J-Pod Josh Arnold, just ahead of that 7.7 Menards Supra. Matt Cochran ahead of Jake Millsap, who's up 6 places from where he started. Josh Franks in that 13th spot with a couple of dents and dings right to the apron. And it looks like it unsettles that car a bit, Terry, when drivers get on that apron. It's, what is it? Is it the banking? Is it less grip, more grip? Because it looks like he had to do some saving.
When you put the front tire on the apron of this racetrack, it bottoms out. The whole back end of the car wants to shoot up the racetrack. You get from the banking there, and then it just goes flat. It goes absolute flat right there. So what Josh was trying to do, I think he's tight. That's one of the things that you do at some of these other tracks like Bristol or Martinsville. You kind of want to go a little bit lower to get the bite off the exit of the corner. He might be fighting a tight race car, which might have been what happened when the 6 got into the back bumper of Enrique Quinones, because he's struggling right now, and he is 6 places down from where he qualified, and he's trying to work his way back up right in front of the 23 of Jose Ruiz.
Big shout out to the folks at Southern Broadcast Racing Network, rating with a party of 2. Make sure to give them a follow. There's the link in the Twitch chat. Southern Broadcast RN is where you can catch all of their activity. 44 laps underway, and Zach Meredith continues to lead. Earlier in the chat, Terry, it looks like Shad was saying fast laps early equals slow laps later. You've got to save tires. Papa Bear saying, I appreciate everyone tuning into Rick's broadcast, as do I. The 6 of Josh Franks gets into the wall, Terry, and it's more trouble for that number 6 Target Chevy.
This is one of the things that if I'm in Josh's head right at this moment, if I'm somebody in the chat with him on Discord, be patient. Calm down, back the corners up a little bit. You were fast. You had a very good car, solid practice, top 10 in practice, and was able to come out in the race and have an outstanding qualifying position. This is one of those times in the race. You're at 45 laps into a 140 event. It's just time to pump it a little bit. You got some damage. You got to regroup. Hope for a caution. Hope for the caution to come back out and see what we can get going. If he can't figure it out towards the middle of this race, it might just smell trouble for the 6, who I thought was going to have a top 5 run here this afternoon.
Still plenty of race to go. We're about 30-ish laps away from the halfway mark. If you've recently tuned in, I'm Rick James, and you're listening to Terry Radford by my side. You're watching round 13 of 15 in the regular season for the di9 Designs Turn Down for What Xfinity Series. Zach Meredith has pretty much been strumming along to his own tune, or what's the saying? Drumming along to moving along to the beat of his own drum, something like that. I don't know. Insert music pun here. Meredith leads the race.
I was going to say he was strumming that banjo real nice at the Grand Ole Opry, but that 17's got wings apparently. I mean, he's got Red Bull all over it, got some Pepsi on it. He don't need any wings. The guy's out there putting on a clinic. But it's something that SS Motorsports talked about just a little while ago about fast lap times early and then it's slower in the end. Well, he kind of has a point where he's 0.2 of a second off of Cole Snyder right here. But other than that, there's really nobody else that's matching lap times with him or really taking advantage of what he's doing. So if I'm the 17, keep blistering them off. Do what you got to do. I know Red Bull gives you rings, but Rowdy Energy gives you good energy.
We'll see who has the energy to go the distance for all 140 laps. 45 to 55 laps is going to be the expected window on a full fuel run. We'll see what gives out first, the tires or the fuel. Drivers only get 1 fast repair tonight, but they get 5 sets of Goodyear Eagle Feel Goods, to quote repeat 1975. Matt L. in the chat says, hey man, what's going on? Matt, glad to have you here. 187 miles is our scheduled distance, and it feels good to be back, Terry. Really, coming to Nashville, for you, not only is it fun on iRacing, but this is your home track, and I don't know if you've been recently, but just how Nashville has grown and the vibe and the life that it's breathed back into this circuit makes it probably one of the best sites on the calendar.
It absolutely does, and it's something that a lot of people talk about. I went to Nashville, about almost a year ago is the last time I've been back up there, but the energy around the city, IndyCar went there and raced on the streets of Nashville for the first time. NASCAR returned in glorious fashion to the Superspeedway. SRX went to the fairgrounds and brought new life. The NFL draft has been there. It is the party capital of the world, in my opinion. No better place than Smashville. The Titans are #1 seed in the AFC, and all is well in the right of the Music City. The only thing we're missing is country music. Country music's been dead, more than the Nashville Fairgrounds.
It's going to breathe a lot of new life and not a lot of new fun. And Jose Ruiz is breathing a lot of smoke up the backside of Jake Millsap because he wants a piece of 12th place further up through the field. Nate Lehman sits just 0.3 of a second behind points leader Jordan Bain. Yotes King and Volsfan talking about their love for Ray's energy. when I go to the gym, genuinely, Raise Energy, which one do they have gummy worm flavored? I have no idea. Is it the green one?
Oh,
I have no clue.
That is the green. That would be the green.
The green one is gummy worm, and it's one of my favorites. There's that one, and then there's the one that tastes like Sour Patch Kids. It's like actually Sour Patch Kid flavored. Those two, amazing for drinking right before you go to the gym. Speaking of drinks, Coca-Cola and Matt Boone. I don't know how to tie those together, but Boone is in the 8th position, and he's working on Rocky Top Wade in 7th.
Well, nothing goes better than a cold Coca-Cola in Tennessee football. And then if you look right ahead of him at Nathan Lehman, go to Outback. You can see both. You can watch the Tennessee Volunteers play and drink an ice-cold Coke as well. Why you get a very good bloomin' onion. So great things tie together, and they all come in trios apparently. And right now sitting here from 7th from 6th to 8th is all ties together like a banjo and a good steel guitar.
Do you think if we just keep on naming Outback Steakhouse, Tennessee Balls, and Coca-Cola, we'll get some sort of deal? Because it can't hurt, right? Wink, wink, hint, hint.
It'll never hurt. I mean, I could put my helmet on for the Tennessee Volunteers. I've got plenty of stuff.
I'm sure you could. They call you the Volunteer State for a reason. Q-Dog, Quinones sitting in the 16th spot. He's sitting ahead of Jeff Lednam by some 3 seconds, but Stan Carnathan in the 33 car sits in the way of Q-Dog, bringing that Michelob Ultra Chevy into the top 15. At the front of this race, Zach Meredith leads Hunter Peach by 2/10. Corey Blevins is right on his bumper, Terry. We might have a change for second in just a couple of laps.
Been watching what the 99's been doing here. Corey Blevins has just been absolutely tearing the field up through the center of the corner. I don't really know how he's getting it done, but his lap times has really been paying off. You got Cole Snyder that's a little bit faster than him down the straights, but through the center, he gets the exit off. He's able to slide up the corner just a tad bit, get the run down the hill, go all the way down the back straightaway and catch the draft of the 26. But don't look now. But here comes Bain. Here comes Latham. All of these drivers right here just simply was patient and saved tires. It's a big key to winning at Nashville, and I'm pretty sure somebody's going to say that at Victory Lane is, man, all I had to do was save some tires.
We'll find out from now. 57 laps complete so far. Big shout out, big love to everybody who's tuned in so far. Thank you so much. I'm having a blast looking at all of these cars, all of these paint schemes, and all of these angles. Cole Snyder in the 2-4 Southern Beverage Chevy, looking to bring points leader Jordan Bain to the inside of car 99, Corey Blevins. They get around him, and then the Keys Associates Chevrolet gets bumped down to the 5th position. Nate Lehman in 6th, and it looks like the 2-4 of Cole Snyder has a meeting with the outside of the turn 1 wall, scrapes and scuffs on the outside of that 2-4 bow tie, and here comes the Mustang behind him. Points leader Jordan Bain looking to crack the top 3, Terry.
24 kissed the wall like Mississippi State, tried to kiss a bowl game, failed miserably. Here comes Jordan Bain in the B water. He is a tall drink of water, doing what he's got to do to get around here. Move Jordan Bain to P3. Strong run by the points leader so far, but can he continue that momentum, Rick? It's just something about what Jordan's been doing over these first little bit of races that we've had going on, where he's not the fastest, he's the most consistent. He doesn't give up a ton of points every time or every race that he goes out. He gains points in the times you don't think he's going to gain the points. But now, the 24 Cole Snyder, he's got that Outback Mustang right on his back bumper, and, well, we can tie it back together. Outback and a soda goes together, man.
Zach Meredith, Hunter Peach, and Jordan Bain, your top 3. Chevy, Toyota, Ford. We've seen this many times before. Shad Motorsports says Hunter passed Blevins. I'm telling you, saying early will pay off. May take a whole run to catch Meredith, but it will happen. So SS Motorsports really preaching the word of Hunter Peach in the 2.6 Ream Camry. Right now you're looking at Nate Lehman and Cole Snyder side by side, with Rocky Top Sam Wade sitting in that 6th position. Wisconsin's Matt Boone is in 7th. The 99 of Corey Blevins, rocking the Keys Architects and Associates Chevy, sits in 8th. J. Paul Arnold sits in 9th. Matt Cochran rounds out the top 10 in his Menards Supra.
Very proud as the 24. Oh, Ooh, 24's coming down pit lane. That's a shocker. That one right there is big. But I tell you, you just talked about the 77 of Matt Cochran. Very impressed. I have been very impressed throughout this entire season on what he's been able to do. Every race you see him be aggressive. You see him going out there and being faster and faster and faster. Granted, he's 8 seconds off the lead at this moment, but he got caught up in some lap traffic here. Got caught up in what he had to do. He's riding the outside lane. You see the 23 going around him here. Jose Ruiz, he's making a charge back to the front, trying to take that Sterling Marlin scheme to victory lane in his home state.
Gunner Tech saying undercut the stage, restart out front, possibly guessing that's what Cole Snyder wants to do in the 24. Maybe try to undercut and start somewhere. No stages here, but definitely with 45 to 55 laps being your expected pit window, it could be a little bit of gamesmanship here, considering it's still a 2-stop race from here. Maybe he's getting a jump early. Shout out to our new subscriber, Gunner Tech 62, getting that subscription in here. I appreciate you, Gunner. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Vols, for gifting these subs out, my friend. Zach Meredith, Hunter Peach, Jordan Bain, still your top 3, and now drivers are starting to spread out.
Yeah, and this is part of the race right here with no stages, no stage breaks and turn down for what. So it makes drivers have to do math in their head. I can't do 2 things at once, and it dang sure ain't math in racing. I would probably wreck the car before we ever got off the green flag, because I'm sitting here trying to calculate in my head. I got so many laps of fuel. But yeah, maybe the 24's out here, he's undercutting it. Maybe praying for the caution, or just hoping that this little bit of time that he's going to gain on these drivers that are out here on older tires, like coming on the last lap, 31.1. He is 1.4 seconds faster than the field right now. So this is an opportunity for him to gain the track position that he was behind. He was only behind 1.3 seconds when he came down pit lane. So flip track position, hope that everybody comes down. Maybe, just maybe, he catches a caution, starts out front, gets on the same strategy, and, well, there he goes.
So much strategy still left to play. Gunner Tech says it gets him out of traffic and in clean air for a while with freshies. Could be a smart move, and he could be rolling a little bit of the dice here too. Sam Wade trying to stay just ahead of Nate Lehman and Matt Boone. You're looking at 4th, 5th, and 6th, respectively, as we approach the halfway point. Meredith leading this race, and he's led the majority. I think if he leads for a little while longer, he will just clinch most laps led tonight. But Hunter Peach has closed the gap to within half a second. What Shad was saying earlier, where tires could make the difference, could be coming true here. Meredith is on the hunt.
Rick, he's 0.2 faster than him every lap they've came across. 32.6, 32.4, and don't look now, Jordan Bain's faster than Hunter. It's 32.7. They come across the line here, he's still a 10th. And then Jordan Bain slows down. He equals out what the leader ran. So yes, SS Motorsports was right. But the thing is if you grow such a lead that eventually by the time Hunter Peach catches you, well, he's not going to have a whole lot of tire to get around you because he's driving his heart out to get to you. Now you see the 17 changing his lines a little bit. He was initially, when he started, was running the 26's line where he'd go to the bottom. Now you see him swinging the car out just a little bit, running that outside to middle groove. That's a little bit of a unique stretch, but if anybody's going to do it, Zachary's the guy to do it. And this is what he has to do, Rick. He has to do something different than everybody else because he wants to be in the championship hunt.
There you see the difference between the top 3 over the last 5 laps, both second and third, quicker than your race leader, looking from 4th on back. There you can see Matt Boone and Sam Wade not necessarily quicker than Jordan Bain, so we're going to see a gap here between 3rd and 4th as the race goes on. Quickly approaching halfway, and Zach Meredith may just hang on to most laps led, but he may not hang on to the lead because here comes Hunter Peach to his inside. The Rheem Camry looking to get a piece of that Red Bull Chevrolet. He looks inside, he looks outside. SS Motorsports says, call me the Oracle, and lead change it is. Leader Zach Meredith comes down pit road, and he gives up first place to Hunter Peach. The 26 Rheem Camry is your new leader at Nashville.
Very smart move by the 17 right there. Come down pit lane the moment they catch you. I know SS Motorsports, I know you are right. You are absolutely correct. If you go too fast on the initial start, you burn the tires up. But what his strategy is, take the lead, take it as far as you can get that lead, and then when they catch you, use a different strategy. Come down pit lane, force the hand of the 26, force the hand of the 28, the 38, make them change their strategies up, because now the 17 is only going to grow his lead that he had right there. And granted, it was a very small margin, but he still had the lead when he came down pit lane. So now the ball is in the 26 and the 28's court. 17 is going to exit pit lane. Hunter Peach, that Ream Camp or Supra out there high and dry. Dang, I've done lost my words.
Hunter Peach leading Jordan Bain and Matt Boone second and third. Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, your top three. On the top, you'll continue to see the running order scrolling by. On the bottom, you're going to see drivers currently coming down pit lane. Who's going to be running where? Right now, it's just Mike Campbell Jr. sitting in pit road getting his repairs done. So far, the drivers that have come down pit lane, just pitting here on lap 70, Corey Blevins and Sam Wade, spending a total of 15.98 and 14.87 seconds respectively. So already you see drivers probably taking more fuel than others in anticipation, Terry, of one more stop to the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about the 24 cutting this just a little bit sooner than the rest of them. He's 11th. Zachary Meredith is in 13th. Braden Holt's ahead of him in 12th. So just a little bit of gamesmanship. They flipped the strategy a little bit. Granted, the 24 is going to have to pit a little bit earlier, but the truck race played just about the same. If you could flip the strategy and you could do something different than the rest, and as Gunter Tech said out there, the 26 now has to run an empty and hope he has enough to track him down. The 17 is going to be a hard charger. And now we're going to see, can the 17 get around the 72 and the 24? And when does the leaders come down pit lane? Because I'm going to try to do some math over here and hope that I get it right. But this is going to come down to a game of fuel mileage if we don't see a caution before now in lap 140.
Jordan Bain in that number 28, sitting behind Hunter Peach, chasing him down for that lead. 75 laps now complete from virtual Nashville Superspeedway, just past the halfway mark, and there you see it is Matt Boone who's decided to come down pit road. The number in the brackets is going to be their pit stop time. The number on the left-hand side is their total time down pit lane. Hunter Peach still leads. Jordan Baines in second, and Nate Lehman enters the third position in his Outback Steakhouse Ford. J. Paul Arnold fourth. Jose Ruiz rounding out the top five, Terry.
I wonder if we get a free bloomin' onion if Nathan Lehman finishes in the top 10 like Kevin Harvick does. But now here comes Josh Arnold. He's now the biggest mover in this race so far, up to the fourth place position. But he's going to need some help, because here comes the 17. He's going to make these passes fairly easy. He's going to do the 2-for-1 special right here. I don't know if Outback has a 2-for-1, but the 17 really got it out there on him. He's going to work his way around there, and this game that they have going on here, right, is going to come down to who can save the most tires and who can also come out here and be as patient as possible without tearing your equipment up, because this track is an absolute grinder of the tires. Now the 22 puts himself to P3. He's going to get in front of Nathan Lehman.
Nate Lehman sits in that fourth spot there, possibly a little bit of internet connection issues. There he is behind the 22 of Josh Arnold. Looks like a couple drivers coming down and taking advantage of pit stops early. Some drivers going to go the distance. Mike Allen is the next driver to bring his car down pit road, and the Piedmont Airlines number 5 Chevrolet is coming down for tires and fuel.
I'm very curious with a lot of these drivers and how they're running it, because if I'm the 26 and the 28, you would think that maybe this would put them into a window to go, hey, I'm giving up a ton of time. You know you're going to gain the time back, but you're also going to lose the time when you catch them. You see the 24 right here, Cole Snyder. He's going to get around the 26 here, and he's going to do it fairly easy. Braden Holt's right hot on the heels as well to get their laps back. Now we have to see where in relations to the leaders is that 17, because the 17 coming in was the leader. And if we cycle out now, it's going to be the 24 of Cole Snyder that's going to take this lead when Hunter Peach, and I say it, Hunter Peach comes down pit lane, Jordan Bain to the point.
Jordan Bain, the points leader, takes the top spot, and now here comes Hunter Peach in that 26 down pit road. But look who's right behind Bain. It's Zach Meredith to the inside on those fresh tires. Meredith has been on the move, and he is the projected leader as you see your favorite drivers on the bottom of your screen. Once again, the bracket number, pit stop time, left side number, total pit road time. Zach Meredith up to 11th, 6/10 behind Braden Holt on the outside of the top 10. 4th through 8th down pit road. Jordan Bain still out. Josh Arnold about to bring his car down pit road. Nate Lehman follows suit. Cole Snyder in that 2-4 car stays out. He moves up into 4th. All eyes on race leader Jordan Bain.
And for Jordan Bain, he is now going to have to drive it till it's empty. And like they're saying in the chat, SS Motorsports, you're correct. Cole Snyder's going to take the lead when Jordan Bain comes down pit lane, as it looks he is going to do that now. So Jordan Bain's going to enter pit lane. That puts Cole Snyder, Zachary Meredith, Braden Holt. But we talked about lap times just a little while ago. Zachary Meredith he pitted 7 or 9 laps after Cole Snyder did. He is now only a half a second faster lap time wise than the 24 right now. As we're going to run up on these lap cars here, it's going to be a challenge for the lead. What's the 66 going to do, and how quick can the 17 put them to rest?
So many laps remain in this race. We're inside the final 60. XRN Network cheering in 24 bits for Jordan Bain as the points leader comes to a halt. That's going to put Cole Snyder to the point. The Pennsylvania native is now your new leader inside the final 60. Zach Meredith, with far fresher tires by almost 9 laps, is chasing down car 2-4, Terry. Is Meredith going a bit too fast, or is now the time to kind of chill out and let the groove settle in?
He's already fell 1 second off from what he ran when he initially came off a pit lane. He ran a 31 flat. He's running 31 nines. 66 is going to yield the positions. He had Jeff Lundum right there in front of him. He's going to back it off, let the leaders continue to race their race here. Now, when it comes to lap times, 32.4 to a 31.9 is what they cross the line at. In my opinion, and this is my opinion only, Hunter Peach is sitting right there in the 7th position. By the time Hunter gets all the way back up to the 17, which right now he is 12 seconds back. That is a 12-second gap. That's half a racetrack here as the 24 catches a little bit of the wall right there. That's going to let the 17 get by. His tires are going to be burnt. So now if they continue to flip that last pit stop, it's going to need a caution if the strategy for Hunter Peach and Jordan Bain can play out here. This is my opinion. I don't have the Oracle. SS Motorsport does.
It's going to be up to the 17 of Zach Meredith to control his tires. Second time tonight that Cole Snyder slams the wall there. He hasn't pitted since lap 51, and Braden Holt in that 72 car hasn't pitted since lap 58. It's still a one-stop race for everybody, but the next 2 drivers we're waiting on is going to be Braden Holt to come down pit road. Cole Snyder pitting possibly 9 laps earlier than the leader could be next on that list. And now we've got the drivers who have recently pitted trying to come down pit road. Nate Lehman and Josh Arnold battling side by side for that 10th position. Points leader Jordan Bain sitting in 8th, Terry.
Yeah, I mean, this strategy right here is just everybody's jumbled up. I don't think anybody has the perfect strategy, if there's a such thing as a perfect strategy. They're having to just rework it. Nate Lehman just put his fastest lap time down with a 31.2. Very early in this, you got Jordan Bain just put his fastest lap down as well with a 31.3. You know, the fastest chicken doesn't win the race at the end of the day. Zachary Meredith with the fastest lap of the entire race with the 31 flat is now putting down. He is 7/10 slower than the fastest car on the track right now, which is Jordan Bain.
Jordan Bain in that 8th position, rocking the B watercolors in the top 10 all night long. Third and fourth now going at it. Braden Holt, Corey Blevins, nose to tail with the 38 of Matt Boone in tow. Will they go 3 wide into the third corner? Yes, they will. Will it hold? No, it won't. The 38 of Matt Boone backs out, and sanity prevails on lap 88 of 140. Our first green flag pit stop cycle complete this evening. Zach Meredith, Cole Snyder, Matt Boone, your top 3. Chevrolets all the way down to Braden Holt in 5th. Rocky Top, Sam Wade, the lone Mustang in this top 6. Hunter Peach in 7th. Bain, Lehman, Arnold, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
I'm still very shocked here that they even tried to attempt a 3 wide right there. That's something you don't want to hear at the Nashville Superspeedway's 3 wide going into 3. But you see what Boone did. Boone's the sneaky assassin that comes out of nowhere. Where did he come from? Just a little while ago we were talking about him sitting back in the 6th place position, and now we see him in the top 3. And this strategy, if it prevails, if we were to get the mythical caution before we open up the pit window, which can open between now and lap 100. So we can kind of start seeing people make just a little bit of runs here and see what is going to happen. Meredith has pulled out to a 2.3 second lead. So now he's growing the lead out. Hunter Peach is only 8 seconds back, so he's gapped it a little bit, but it's staying consistent, Rick. It is staying between 8.3 and 8.2. Only time's going to tell who's going to get this win. But we got one more pit stop.
One more pit stop under green conditions, if the racing allows. Corey Blevins and Sam Wade side by side fighting it out for that 4th spot. Still high out of that 4th corner. The 99 of Blevins holds tough on the outside of Wade. 92 laps underway. Further back, Jim Coe chasing down Jeff Lednam. The number 66 Rico Chevrolet chasing down the number 37 Shelby Ford Mustang for the 15th spot. Sam Wade still just ahead of Corey Blevins. Meanwhile, Cole Snyder is 3 1/3 seconds behind race leader Zach Meredith, but Matt Boone is closing him down in 3rd. Boone's up 5 places from where he started this evening.
Well, Boone pitted on lap 75. He has 14 lap fresher tires than Cole Snyder, and he made moves back there passing Corey Blevins and Sam Wade that I don't think I've ever seen here at this racetrack, and he has pulled away by a ton. I mean, 2.4 seconds is how much he's pulled away in only 3 laps from those drivers. Fresh tires pay off here. He's starting to catch into the leader, but he's doing it 100th at a time. So he's going to get his way to 2nd, and I'm sure that these drivers right now aren't praying for the caution, but I know that if it stays green, right now what the 17 and the 38's done is going to work wonders, and it's going to put them up here. And I told Boone before the race, I don't want to talk to you. I talked to you enough on the Xbox side in victory lane. I talked to you enough in the top 3. Let's not translate it to the iRacing world. And here he is in P2.
So far, the racing has been fantastic in this top 3. Boone moves up to that 2nd position, and Cole Snyder resigns 2nd, back down to 3rd. Sam Wade in 4th, having a fantastic run tonight, Terry. He sits 18th in points, only 9 markers behind Stan Carnathan. It looks like he's got a little extra boost rocking the home team's colors on that Ford, and hopefully this ends up being a good run for him at the end of 140 laps.
I think Sam Wade heard that a big Tennessee fan was up here, and if he finishes top 3, we're going to see if he knows the words to Rocky Top, as Hunter Peach is going to get the run right there. He's charging through the field. I mean, the 26 is absolutely putting on a blazing fest, hotter than Buffalo Wild Wings right at this moment, because his lap times are a half a second faster than every single driver on the field at this moment. So the 26 is working his way up here, but if we take the green flag pit stop here, I think it might be a little bit too late here for the 26 unless he gets that yellow flag.
So much still possible. Zach Meredith, Matt Boone, and Cole Snyder remain your top 3. Jeff Lednam chasing down Matt Cochran. These two separated by 0.3 of a second. Cochran coming down on lap 65, Lednam pitting 15 laps later, and there's the difference in 15 laps of tires. Jeff Lednam will easily take over Matt Cochran's 14th position. Repeat saying, Rick James, did you see the news from iRacing? They bought Monster Games and will be looking to get a console product out there. I can only hopes that it would be something more reliable than what many of the current community has suffered through, and we can only hope that the fans on the console side will get the racing game they deserve. 98 laps underway. Terry, the top three hasn't changed, but Cole Snyder's no longer alone. Hunter Peach is coming for third.
Hunter Peach is driving through this field, and for Cole Snyder, if I'm the 24 at this moment, I'm going to yield that position. I'm not going to race him too hard because this is the part of the run for the 24 to where you're going to start getting a little bit looser. The tires that burn off, you are going to get no traction off the exit. Your straightaway speeds are going to suffer, and you see the 26 getting the run here. He's going to go down to the corner and easily make this pass. 24 does yield back. He's going to fall to the 4th place spot here. Now, it's time to see what can the 26 do. SS Motorsports says the Oracle has spoken. It's going to be between Meredith and Boone. If we stay green here, I don't doubt it. 1.7 seconds is separating those two, and now it's 1.5. Boone's coming. Boone's making a charge for this, and I think if we stay green before the pit stops happen, those two could pit on the same cycle. I think Boone's faster at this moment.
Boone in that 38 car chasing down Hunter Peach. Here are the differences over the last 5 laps. Both second and third quicker than Zach Meredith. There you see Braden Holt decides to come down pit road, and that probably unofficially opens our second green flag pit stop run in the final run of the evening. Repeat 1975 saying hi to Master Killer. Glad to have you here, MK. MK giving his salutations to Expert Racing. Papa Bear says we'll probably start seeing pit stops anytime now, and he is right on the money with that one, Terry. But you can see on this most recent lap, on lap 101, Hunter Peach 0.4 quicker than the leader, Matt Boone, 0.2 quicker than Zach Meredith.
Absolutely, and the pit window has opened. And if I'm Cole Snyder, or I am, man, I've lost who it was that came down pit road with him. If Braden Holt, he already came down pit lane, so his pit window open. Cole Snyder can't be too far behind him. It's going to have to be one or the other. You see Meredith trying to break the draft of Matthew Boone here, but at this moment, the pit window opens. You saw about 14 laps is how long the 24 and 17 came down pit road with one another. 5 laps extra was the 38 of Boone. So it's starting to play along here on who's going to do what. Is the 17 going to come down pit lane like he did when Hunter Peach got to the back bumper of him and says, hey, you might have caught me on the long run, but when I get this short little gap, I'm going to take advantage of it. Master Killer, it's great to see you as well. Hope you enjoy there. No more ads for you for the next month, my man. Join the dark side. Come over here to iRacing as the 38's closing on that Red Bull machine.
Matt Boone has reached the tailpipes of Zach Meredith, headed into this third corner. Pit stops just on the cusp of reaching the rest of these leaders. Josh Arnold to the inside of Corey Blevins. This the move for the 7th position, and J. Paul Arnold puts his Southern Beverage Company Ford to the inside of the Keys Architects and Associates Chevrolet. That's 7th place. Josh Arnold is now up 10 places from where he started. Jose Ruiz now on the outside of points leader Jordan Bain. The 28 car moving up into the 9th position. Here are those points coming into this 13th round of racing. Jordan Bain leading by 20 points over Hunter Peach, who's on the hunt for a win. Bain's lead could be in jeopardy heading into round 14, but still so much racing remains. We're inside the final 35 laps at Nashville.
Yeah, and you talk about right now, if Meredith gets this win, that's huge. He already has the points for most laps led. that's a lock. There's his point there. If he can get this win, it'll further propel him. And he did exactly what he did on the first pit stop, Rick. He waited until the car got to the back bumper of him. He surrenders the lead to Boone, and now he comes down pit lane. So now, throw the strategy out the window for the 17. He already knew what he wanted to do. Put Boone to the lead. When does Boone come down pit lane? Does he cycle one lap later to maybe get this run again?
Matt Boone to the point. He's your new leader in Music City. White Walker 86, a.k.a. one of the Swatsworth duo, says, "Hola, boys and girls." He's cheering for Matt Boone. Master Killer 737 says, "Let's go Meredith," cheering for the driver of that number 17 Red Bull Chevrolet. He goes a lap down while he receives his ablutions. Sober David says, "I'm really hoping to get into iRacing soon. Watching stuff like this just makes me want to jump in more." Well, let's watch a lap from the point. Let's ride along with race leader Matt Boone. Listen to the sounds and see the sights of Nashville Superspeedway. "31 laps remain from the Nashville Superspeedway. You're going to see your favorite driver's name on the bottom of your screen while they come down pit road, and then we'll see the running order up top. That 38 has caught a few dings and dents, but he still leads. Leaders in, Terry. Matt Boone coming in. There is Hunter Peach now taking the lead in the number 26 Ream Camry. Peach, new leader.
Perfect strategy for the 38. He did exactly what he did on that first one. He's going to have 30 laps, all right? He's going to have 30 laps when he exits pit lane to get up and catch the 17, who would projectively go take the race lead back again, which we've said that all night long, that he's had it. Now you have the 26. He's going to continue the same strategy. So is Bain. And a lot of these other drivers. Jake Millsap comes down pit lane as well. Enrique Quinones, he's going to come down. So now what does Hunter Peach do? He's going to come down, and that is a flip of the strategy from what he did earlier, Rick. He said, you're not going to play this game. I'm going to get to the back bumper of that 38. This might be the key to the race. We might add another one, a 3-horse race to finish this thing.
If you've just recently joined us, I'm Rick James. You're listening to Terry Radford by my side, and these are the final 30 laps of racing from the Nashville Superspeedway di9 Designs Xfinity Series running. The 13th round of action. Jose Ruiz takes the lead in the number 23 Kodak Gold Film Chevrolet. The Californian leads inside the final 30. Their second place, your points leader, Jordan Bain. He's got Josh Arnold behind him in the 22. Bain hasn't pitted since lap 82. There goes Arnold to his inside. It's Chevy, Ford, Chevy. Your top three still waiting for these leaders to make their way down pit road, Terry. It should be the final pit stop of the night.
My goodness, I just watched the 26 exit pit road, and it is just... It's so crazy how fast these fresh tires are going for the 38. For Braden Holt right here, add him to the mix as well. His flip of the strategy has paid off as well. He's right there in the 5th place position, one spot behind Matthew Boone. Meredith's there. And now, we talked about just a little bit earlier how we thought the 17 had a massive lead going in to the initial start of that green flag cycle. It's 3.7 seconds. And just 4 laps is where they ended up missing. Here comes Boone. He's catching him at a very quick rate. It went from 4.3, try 3.5 right now, and that will be the race for the lead when everybody cycles in, and here comes Jose Ruiz.
Reese comes down pit road, and that's going to hand the lead to points leader Jordan Bain. Once again, the di9 design points showing Bain coming in with a 20-digit lead over Hunter Peach. J. Paul Arnold sitting third in those points with 4 races remaining in this championship. Round 14, 15, and then the 16th and final round, the championship final, 3 weeks from now. 25 laps to go this time by. Zach Meredith sits in second, 17 seconds adrift of the lead sailboat, that number 28 B-Water Ford, as the sun sets over Nashville Superspeedway. Terry, is it too early to call it?
No, I don't think it's too early to call it. I don't see a yellow flag coming out. The field is spread out. You have drivers who are on fresh tires. They're quickly getting around them. You know, these drivers have so much respect and turn down for what. It absolutely amazes me when I come do a race down here, or I come race with them, just the amount of respect and sportsmanship they show, whether it's in the Discord or it's on the racetrack. I absolutely love coming down here, and if you're just joining and you've never watched a turn down for what race, you're in for a treat. You have some of the best racers out here. You got Jordan Bain leading this, just started his own league up with Repeat 1975 broadcasting it. Amazing coverage over there. Zachary Meredith has just been Mr. Where did he come from? Mr. Fantastic for the past couple weeks, just racing up front. And Matthew Boone, 2.8 seconds away from a win if he could just catch him.
23 laps remain. Jordan Bain hasn't pitted since lap 82. The di9 Designs track facts say he would need to go 45 to 55 laps to go the distance on one set of tires and fuel. And if he does go that distance, Terry, it would take him to lap 137. Still not enough to make it to the end, and he would need to save an absurd amount of fuel, with Zach Meredith only 13 seconds behind him. More Than a Cape says, "Sup, Rick James? What's going on, Cape? Glad to have you here in these waning moments of the race. Just waiting on Jordan Bain to make his final pit stop. Braden Holt last pitted on lap 99. Holt sits in the 7th position right now. We'll see if there's any more trickeration left in that Lucas Oil Chevrolet. Nate Lehman to his inside. Terry, the 14th Outback Steakhouse Ford, moves into 7th.
Yeah, and right now for Braden Holt, he pitted on lap 99. He's going to fall like a rock in a river. He's just going to continue to fall back because he pitted way before anybody else did. It was absolutely just early out or into the window here, and now he has to hope that a caution comes out to put himself on a different cycle than the rest of the field. You have right now Jordan Bain with this lead, but the battle that I'm looking at is jumped to 2 seconds here. Meredith and Boone and Hunter Peach separates those three by 5 seconds. And Peach really isn't tying into that lead too much with 20 laps to go.
We'll see where these drivers end up at the end of this run. Jordan Bain sitting in the lead has Zach Meredith behind him. Just 11 seconds, 10 and change over the last 5 laps. Zach Meredith has been so much quicker than Jordan Bain. There's the timing and scoring at the bottom of your screen. That last time by, Terry, it was 1 second between Meredith and Bain, and Boone is also on that move, 1 second quicker than the leader. This time around, Terry.
I mean, I'm sitting here watching the lap times, and I thought that Hunter Peach would be the fastest car on the racetrack, but no, that is not the case. Right at this moment, well, now he just proved me wrong. He ran a 31.5, but Matthew Boone, 31.7. He is quickly starting to catch up, 1.6 seconds, and I'll make it 1.4. He's charging the corner harder than the 17 is, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I believe once he gets up to the back bumper of that 17, if Jordan Bain pits, I mean, it just seems at this moment, Bain's just like, you know what, I'm on my own strategy. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to be the Titans, go out there and take the number 1 seed. Bain's just doing his own thing. He's on his own island out there.
18 laps to go now. Jordan Bain continues to lead in that number 1 car. Fewer than 8 seconds remains between Jordan Bain and Zach Meredith. That last time around, Zach Meredith. Whoa, nope, go back to Zach Meredith there. Meredith quicker than Jordan Bain, and it looks like we even have, I can't read Cyrillic, but I guess we have some fans on the YouTube side that type in Cyrillic. Glad to have you here. And then Repeat 1975 in the chat says, all rise, Alpha on deck, talking about Alpha York. A lot of folks have turned up for these final 15 laps of racing. Terry, Bain, Meredith, Boone, your top three.
Go on board. Alpha just said it correctly. Boehner's clutching. Boehner is absolutely clutching through the center of the corner. He starts to clutch going into the corner. You can hear the motor just stop. It just absolute quits, and he drops like a rock. He drops 30 miles per hour when he starts to clutch here. I don't know if Bain's going to be able to save this, but holy mess. How cool would it be if he's able to get that going? You see right here with Boone, he's catching Meredith very quickly here as they're starting to exit here. And York, you want to know what the strategy is? Well, there's strategies galore. Bain's going to do what he's doing. He's staying out so far. Meredith's on a different strategy. Boone's on one. Peach is on another. These strategies are amazing. And I guess this is how you put a good band together in Smashville.
You can hear silence. Listen to the silence from Matthew Boone. More trickeration, more strategy at hand. Boone now behind Zach Meredith in that 17. Here's the fight for second place. Will they go 3 wide with Jeff Lednum with 14 laps remaining? These drivers coming to lucky number 13, laps to go, fighting hammer and tong. Boone to the second position. Zach Meredith sits in third, and Rhineland, Wisconsin's Matt Boone is in the silver medal spot with lucky number 13, laps to go. Jordan Bain still has not come down pit road. He would need to go approximately 7 laps past the expected fuel window to go the distance. 6 seconds is all that remains between Jordan Bain in first and Matt Boone in second.
Well, Rick James, Kenny Chesney said that we're going to be grooving when the sun goes down. The sun's starting to set here at Nashville Superspeedway. The 38's going to be long gone from the 17. He's already pulled away about 4 car lengths here. But I want to pay attention to what we have going on here when it comes to the lap time so far. Jordan Bain's last lap time was a 33:08 compared to a 31:99 from Jordan Bain. Hunter Peach matched Boone on that lap. He's a second faster at the moment. He's closing that lap time very, very quickly here. So you see what's going on. But Bain's clutching. Bain has no other option. He cannot come down pit lane. If he does come down pit lane right here, I mean, he's just shot himself in the foot. He's given up so much time, Rick, that he has to stay on the racetrack. It's only 4 seconds. Can he hold on for 11 more laps around this 1.33 mile track and keep the 38 from victory lane?
Repeat 1975 says, Rick, take a ride with Boehner. His motor's getting a big reprieve in that corner. White Walker 86 says 3/4 of a second that lap. 2.8 seconds is the gap, and 11 laps becomes 10. Jordan Bain and Matthew Boone both on conservation, but it looks like by the numbers that Bain is saving more than Boone. Have a listen to the motor of Jordan Bain. One more time into turn number 3. Listen to the revs. No longer sounds like Boone is using the clutch to kill the revs through the corner. Alpha York says no wasted RPMs. Single digits now, Terry. 9 laps to go. Matt Boone in the second position. Zach Meredith in third. Fight for the lead under the sunset at Nashville.
Jordan Bain better hope he has some of that mineral water there at B Water to get him to victory lane here this afternoon, but he's got the Coke machine right there behind him. This battle right here is going to come down. Can Bain save. He is 2 seconds off the pace technically, lap time wise. 34.0, 32.1 is what's going to combine them. And now Bain lit the candle. Here comes Boone, 32.4, 32.3. Lap times are starting to match, but here comes Boone to the bottom, and they're going to battle down the back straightaway.
Drag race into turn number 3. Matthew Boone now to the inside of Jordan Bain, coming to 7 laps to go. Jordan Bain leading the points by 20 markers, close, no contact, wide out of turn number 4. The 28 goes to the high side, looking to maximize speed. The Wisconsin native to the inside, almost contact between the two. 7 laps to go at Nashville. New leader in car 38, Matthew Boone.
About peed my bee water out right there. Holy mess. How close was that? They go through the corner, and Bain was trying to do what every other driver would have done in that position. Kind of pinch him down to the apron a little bit, make Boone have a mistake. Make him do what Josh did earlier in the race and put one of those tires on the apron and bottom him out just a little bit to make him back off the gas. It would have given Bain at least about a half a second gap in between them before he could catch himself up. But now it is time to set sail into the sunset for the 38. 6 to go. They'll be coming to 5 when they go. Coke must be better in this moment because right now Matthew Boone takes the point. And now how far does Bain fall?
Matt Boone leading the race. Jordan Bain in second now. Zach Meredith 1 second adrift. One more time. Here are those di9 design points. Jordan Bain leading Hunter Peach by 20 markers. Hunter Peach is only 1/10 behind Zach Meredith. Could Jordan Bain be overtaken by his championship rival? Josh Arnold running 7th in this race. He's trying to make up some time. Matt Boone leading from the 4th position in points. He's only 1 marker off this podium. Josh Arnold 3rd in points, Hunter Peach in 2nd, and points leader Jordan Bain coming down pit road, Terry. Leader coming down pit road. This is, to quote Rick Allen, a huge championship implication.
That is championship implications all over it because now that is going to put him 1 lap down, and that smells trouble for what is going to happen here. And as the people in the chat saying, yeah, sorry, Bobby Boucher, but Coke is better than the high-quality H2O at this moment. You have Matthew Boone and Hunter Peach. Insert him to P number 2. Meredith Peach. Championship battle is going to be real, and Joshua Arnold is going to get an opportunity to gain some points here this afternoon with Bain dropping quickly. He's outside the top 10.
Jordan Bain taking a huge hit in the points, exiting pit road 13th, and with 3 laps to go, he is really going to have to get on it to salvage anything. It's damage control now for Team 28. There is Hunter Peach sitting in the 2nd position. Zach Meredith slower than Hunter Peach. Hunter Peach quicker than Matthew Boone. Coming to 2 laps to go. It's 1.8 seconds, but it looks like it's Boone's race to lose, Terry.
Yeah, Peach is gonna have to hope for an issue on the 38, in which I don't see it happening. When the sun started to set, the track started to cool down just a little bit. The 38 was able to find his rhythm. He was much better in traffic, and coming to the white flag, that 38 machine proved me wrong. I said, man, I'm tired of seeing you win. When I come up here, you take it to victory lane. And once again, here he goes, and now it's 1 lap to go.
Matt Boone in that 38 car leading Hunter Peach with 2.1 seconds left between them. The white flag is out at Nashville, and the sun is going to set on a very lucrative evening for Rhinelander, Wisconsin's Matt Boone. He looks slow out of turn number 2. Will he have the fuel to make it? Last pitting on lap 110. Through 3 and 4, he's going to try and coast his way to the line. The Coca-Cola Chevrolet of Rhinelander, Wisconsin's Matthew Boone, out of the 4th corner, wins round 13 at Nashville.
What an incredible race. I mean, 1 caution on the entire race, and Boone takes the win. The strategies played to perfection. You know, I said earlier there was no such thing as a perfect strategy. Well, in this case, the 38 had an incredible strategy. Came from outside the top 5 for majority of this race to the race win. And it's a heartbreak for the 17 and for the 26, who had seemed to be the class of the field.
White Walker 86 says, that's my dog. That's my dog. Sober David says, very clean racing. Gotta love it. Everybody giving some love taps and some congratulations, and a traffic jam as everybody turns each other around. But it's Matt Boone in the 38 car who's going to claim the win. He's going to take home all the candy tonight, and the Wisconsin native gets his third win of the season in Music City. He's going to burn the house down, and well deserved. Fans at home, we're going to have top 3 interviews. Don't go anywhere. The podium comes up in just a moment. On the podium now with our top 3. Let's start with our third place finisher, driving the number 17 Red Bull Chevrolet. Zach Meredith, you come home with a bronze medal tonight in Music City.
Yeah, that's a good finish for me. I didn't expect a third place, but I'll take it.
A good run for you so far. Would you say that the strategy kind of dominated proceedings tonight? Is there anything you could have done to get higher than third?
I could have saved my tires on my last set. I burnt my right front up on that last set. I did everything right the first 3 pit stops, but the last set of tires I destroyed.
We'll see you next week from iRacing Superspeedway. Congratulations on third.
Thanks, bud.
Terry Radford, you've got our silver medalist tonight.
Hunter, man, you came flying through the field. You had to do it a lot because the strategy didn't play in your favor. What was going through your head when you saw Meredith come down pit lane, and then you knew, okay, I have to stay out with Bane? Were you just trying to play the flip track position and praying for the caution, or was it something that you kind of had game plan before you came in?
Well, obviously, I know he was faster in the short run. I had a little bit better long run pace, so kind of try to stay out a little bit and get the fresher tires for the longer run. But kind of keeping Bane back, and then Boone came up out of nowhere. Didn't see him, and then he came into me and Bill's a strategy, and then just took both of us over. Congrats to him and Bill's for running an incredible race.
So going into the championship run here, Bane fell off. He dropped a couple points here this afternoon. You gained quite a bit with your second place finish. Bane goes all the way back down to 12th. Is this momentum? Are you just starting to creep up here and starting to stake your claim that, hey, I could potentially challenge Jordan Bane and Joshua Arnold for this championship here and turn down for what? And how are you going to oversee going into iRacing Superspeedway where the unknown is the great unknown?
Yeah, I would certainly hope so, but only time can tell. But iRacing Superspeedway would definitely be a very interesting one, just because anybody can basically win it. You can gain points, you can lose points. I mean, and then Bristol's obviously a wild card just because it's a short track, and Charlotte's just a mile-and-a-half cookie cutter.
Well, congratulations on P number 2, and we'll see you next week at iRacing Superspeedway, and good luck.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations to second place Hunter Peach. Our race-winning interview brought to you by the good folks over at di9 Designs, the Chase Elliott custom graphic design page on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at di9 Designs. They post graphics on all platforms multiple times a week on top of taking requests on all types of logos, Chase Elliott wallpapers, iRacing schemes, and more. Follow and DM them for more details. They are not affiliated with Hendrick Motorsports or Chase Elliott. Be sure to use code di9 Designs for free shipping on your diecast and merch orders over $20 on CircleBdiecast.com. And now the winner. Driver of the number 38 Coca-Cola Chevrolet with his third win this season, now sitting third in points, only 16 points behind the points leader with 3 races remaining. Matthew Boone, can you win this championship?
Finally got it done on something other than a super speedway. I'm so excited. It's only to the moon from here. Watch out, Bane.
Going for win number 4 next week at iRacing Superspeedway. What do you think?
Well, super speedway. I was at the end of that. Oh wait, this was a super speedway, wasn't it? So I have swept the super speedways this year. I'm gonna try to do it again next week. What the hell?
iRacing Superspeedway, Bristol, and then Charlotte, the final 3 races of this season. Go celebrate your win, MB. For all the family back in Wisconsin, you've got your 3rd win this season. That's a hat trick.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Terry, thanks so much for coming through, man. I can't tell you the last time we worked together, but it's so glad to be working with proper villains once again.
Well, I actually went back and saw when the last time we worked together. It was Talladega, turned down for what? We did a very flawless stream, in my opinion. It's very good to be back, turned down for what? And like I said, everybody out there in the chat's been fantastic. All of the great people here are wonderful, and we need to do this more often. I feel like this makes a pretty good team.
I can't wait for the next event that we do together. Fans, coming up Thursday night, the IROC spirit lives on. We're going to take the 2014 Aussie V8 Supercars and throw them around Watkins Glen. It's AROC, the ARCS Race of Champions, right here on Rick James TV, Thursday, 8 p.m. You won't want to miss that. For everybody in the chat, repeat 1975, White Walker 86, SS Motorsports, White Walker Cheering Bits, Terry for giving out subscriptions. The list goes on. I love you all. Thank you so very, very much. And I say this, but it's so true. We can't do these streams without you. Subscribe with Prime. Get that free subscription every month. Go ad-free. And until the next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all